Barker-Vormawor.
No single explanation.
Mr. Barker-Vormawor, the understanding I'm getting is that you know that the system is already being undermined, and so you're adding to it. Is the purpose to get it to where you think it should be, because already you think the process has already started? I just want to get clarity.
I actually do believe that our constitutional democracy is being undermined in the ways in which our national anthem and our constitution in Article 3 calls upon us to resist those unconstitutional changes happening around us, right?
And you think that a coup is the way?
Attention to that fact. Oh, I think that an intellectual coup is necessary. And
Why intellectual coup means what?
Coup of mindset. An intellectual coup means that I want to get into the psyche of Ghanaians as to why you're so unbothered by our death.
Okay, so Mr. Vormawor, I'm sorry I have to run through.
I'm hoping that I land on that point.
You will land. I just want to point this out to you before you land. You say that you want to engage in intellectual coup. Is that it? But in your
intellectual coup of mindset.
Okay, intellectual coup of mindset. But in your initial comments, you said useless army. I don't know any army that is involved in intellectual coup of mindset. I thought armies just go out and pick guns and kill enemies.
Exactly that we see. This shouldn't be the image we have of our Ghana Armed Forces. I think that our Ghana Armed Forces is useless because this is the image so many people have of it. They think that its own job is to run around our streets and kill us. No,
the army is trained. Please, Mr. Barker-Vormawor, the military, the army is trained to protect the country against external forces and enemies. That is what I mean by that.
So, okay, let me engage you on this point. I think that I haven't seen that happen. I've seen so many times our army being in our communities and brutalizing and killing Ghanaians. I've seen our armed forces being directly involved in the death and unaccountable death of Ghanaians. Take a draft, for instance. Right, our army killed us. Now, when I see the army operating in a way that is unconstitutional, by God, you and I need to call them out. And by so doing, we'll call them useless because they are unable to protect our democracy.
You're actually repeating that point. You're in court because of that. You're repeating that. You're repeating that point now.
The Ghana forces. Yes, I believe.
Because I just laid bare the responsibility of the army. It is trained to kill, and not to kill citizens within the country, but to kill enemies and to defend the country. But you are saying that you want to indulge them in intellectual coup of mindset. That's if I'm quoting you right here. And for you, as long as the army is not doing that.
No, you're not quoting.
Okay, so let's say I'm paraphrasing you. Please, can I land? I'm sorry, let me land before you come in. To you, No. Let me land before you come in. To you, as long as the army is not indulging in this supposed intellectual coup of mindset, as it were, the army is useless. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that by using the word useless, I am doing an intellectual coup on the Ghanaian mindset. As to the things that they have normalized. Ghanaian mindset. Okay, I'm communicating with the public, not with the armed forces. And I am commenting on the armed forces as an institution of our democracy by telling you and every Ghanaian who is listening that in no democracy do the army roam on the streets and brutalize citizens and kill them. That is unacceptable. And if they do that, the least you can say is that they are useless in that endeavor. Because it's not their use. Their use, that you said, is not to be engaged in killing of citizens.
But in this post that you put there...
You're not listening
I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that I am being clear that I am calling our army useless because it continues to kill citizens. And that is an undemocratic thing to do. I see our army in the bushes defending Chinese galamseyers and raping our environment. That is a useless institution for engaging in that. And Ghanaians must wake up conscience-wise and say that, I need to change my mindset about the way in which we are giving a path to these institutions and the way in which they are behaving like brutes rather than participants of improving democratic culture.
In this explanation you're giving, you're talking about brutality and the soldiers going to the communities to kill people, as it were. That's what you're saying. But in this very post, which has caused the AG to charge you, among others, you said if this e-levy passes, after this cake BS, you put it in a context, but you're giving a different explanation here. Again, before you come in, you granted the BBC an interview. I will let you come in, so it becomes like killing two birds with a stone. You granted the BBC an interview in a podcast where you specifically said that you intentionally put the coup in there to annoy people in authority because you knew it could. You just said earlier that you're not interested in taking
I think that democracy, it's part of the democratic practice and this thing to annoy people in leadership. I don't think there's nothing undemocratic about the process of annoying people in leadership. In fact, it's a feature of democracy is that those who hold power must feel annoyed and always insecure in the power that they hold over us, so that they are better account for it. So yes, I stand by that I intentionally, deliberately provocative our institution in order to get them to act professionally. It's part of my advocacy, and I would always stand by that way of advocacy, right? Now, in this context regarding the use of the word useless and useless, I've given so many interviews. In fact, immediately after I wrote that post, I wrote another post where I told people about the fact that the military is involved in killing citizens, making it a useless army in my eyes. It wasn't, after the fact, it wasn't 3 days later. It was almost immediately after, and I said this. And it's a view I hold in earnest. And if our army continues to kill us, it is useless, right? And I hope that so many Ghanaian citizens come to that view, so that we can force it to be useful by being a better democratic player. Okay?
Mr. Barker-Vormawor.
Now, the process of improving our democracy can come through satire, can come through deliberately annoying those who hold power in our behalf, so that they are much more watchful of how they use that power with regards to us. If not, they will continue to abuse us.
Just a number of days ago, the Attorney General issued a statement where it said that it had charged you with treason felony and copied a number of your posts on your social media pages. You still stand by...
Yes, I think it's evidence. Yes, I do stand by.
You still stand by each of them.
The Attorney General and the government. Yes, I think that what the government is engaging in is the direct repression of speech. It is not surprising to me that all they have in there is speech. And yes, so this is a deliberate attack on speech. And that's why in the BBC interview I'm talking about, attacks on speech. How can the government tell anybody, in any reasonable and self-respecting democracy, go to court and claim that I'm trying to overthrow the government, and all he has as evidence is that I wrote a Facebook? That is shameful, if you ask me. But yes, I am not going to be, I'm not going to make my voice silent because the government, which is economically under pressure, which has lost all its marbles, is deciding to go to court and charge me with treason in the hope that I deactivate my Facebook page so that my voice is silent. It's not going to happen. So yeah, they can charge me for bigamy, sodomy, or any of the things they plan to. We are going to continue our activism. We are going to be critical of governance and power. And
you will not apologize for any. But before, just shortly after the AG issued the document, there were some posts on your social media pages suggesting or giving the impression that you were kind of apologizing in a way to what you had done earlier.
No, I don't think that speech which is not unconstitutional, or speech which is legal and also democratic, deserves to be apologized for. No, never have I done that.
Your lawyer.
What I am fearful, or what I am more worried about, is that there's so many people who are seeing the direct ways in which the state is killing citizens, and so many people have become much more fearful of holding the government to account. That is the one that I feel the most sorry about, because people are seeing the way in which the state is manhandling me. The fact that they can put me in jail for 35 days without charging me with any offense. It reminds me of the Preventive Detention Act that we complain about that the Nkrumah regime was involved in. These are things which are directly sad to me, that we are losing our democracy, But I'll be interested in you to read the particular post you talked about where I am apologizing for my words. I would never do that.
There were statements on pages of Fix the Country. But I want to take you to another point. You are
I don't think that's true.
All right, let's